Good morning. Today I want to clarify something. Oh, can you guys see me? I don't think you can, but probably you can hear me, and probably you can see my Audi over there, which I always tell people, oh, this car cost me a lot. Can you see my Audi? I think you can see my Audi now. The RS6 that I bought in very late 2019, and the car arrived right before turning 2020. Okay, been owning the car 5 years since. End of this year, it will be counted as 6th year. Okay, today I want to clarify something, because I believe from my telling of people that, oh, this car cost me a lot, this car cost me a lot, I may have give a very misconstrued opinion about how much an Audi RS6 costs to run. I don't think what I did on it is the cost to run it, because I think I sort of have this notion of thought this morning that, hey, I'm not just running the car. It is an active restoration plus active abuse. You see, the thing is this, I would like to call myself a car guy, but in my dictionary there are many different types of car guys. There are people who let's not talk about the genre first. Genre meaning there are people who are into Japanese cars, there are people who are into European cars, there are people who are into SUVs, yada, right? And there are also people who are into motorsports. There are also people into modification, big turbos, big wings, different types of Recaros. They can name the model of different wheels from different Japanese brands, etc. I'm not that type, all right? I am more of and I'm not a trekkie, I'm not the type where loves to go to the track and all that. I am someone who loves road trips. I love driving. I love mountain run. I don't race. I don't drift. I don't stand under the car, modifying the car, taking out this and that. I'm not that type. I am the type that loves to go places, put up miles on my car, and go for road trips. That hurts my business. I'm that type. So the wear and tear on my cars are actually a lot, because every single weekend I go for mountain run, and then once a year I go on a long road trip, like really long, and punishing roads. So you can only imagine if you're just using your car daily, right? Just to go to work and back, and then probably on a long cruise to Penang for holiday and all that, your car will be on a completely different maintenance regime than mine, right? Same goes to someone who loves to go to track. People who don't go to track wouldn't know this, but if you go to the track, your cost of running your car rises stratospherically. All right, it just goes all the way up. Your brakes will be gone, your wheels might get damaged, your tires will be gone sooner, your control arms, your bushings, your mountings, all that, the consumables, will be consumed rather quickly, regardless of your 5-year warranty, 100,000 kilometer nonsense. All right, most of us don't care about that. We don't care much about the official warranty. If we buy the car, first month is good, and we start our relationship with our cars. Okay, so put that back in my Audi. First of all, it is an Audi RS6, right? It is a complicated all-time 4-wheel drive, heavy 4-liter bi-turbo V8 with lots of electronics, lots of stuff going on in there. And I seldom do mountain run on that car because it's not as enjoyable to drive as my BMW, but of course it's obviously faster and all that. But that car, okay, I went to Thailand once, and of course I did my Langkawi runs and all that with the family. Usually if I want to go road trip with my family, that would be the best choice for my kids and all that. So while doing all that, I'm not just spending money to maintain it at an equilibrium. I am constantly working hard to earn enough money to push the condition of the car to be always better than my abuse. So that means I'm not just spending just to keep it at the equilibrium, but I'm trying my best to make it even better and better and better. Basically, it's an active restoration of things on that car while I am actively pulling it back down. You can restore a car if you park it there and then you just take your time, 1 year, 2 year, to put in all the new parts slowly to make it at optimum condition, right? But it is a totally different other thing that while you're trying to do that, you are also subjecting the car to abuse. So I would say I enjoy it because my sole goal is not just to buy a car and restore it to ultimate condition and then not drive it, right? I want to drive it, but I also want to take care of it and make sure it's at its optimum, right? So that car has never broke down once. Okay, there is once whereby the exhaust came out and then Adrian Mark and CL, Adrian Mark of Porsche Lover, I love that guy, man. I was like, hey, I think something dropped. And then I think it's my exhaust. The little ring that couples the exhaust. It was a bit loose lah, So it dropped out when I did a hard full acceleration. That time we were at somewhere at KKB, But it was a fun sight, They brought a huge boulder, not huge at least it's huge. It's about this size. Roll it over and then use the car's front wheel to roll it up so that acts like a jack. And then Adrian just went down and get it sorted. So manly. Yeah, I feel like a sissy that day. Anyway, yeah. So that's across all my cars. But of course now my focus is on the Audi first, right? And then my Aston as well. I think I would say I take care of these two cars that way. The other car that I am actively restoring it without abusing it much is the Porsche, because it wasn't healthy at the first place. It wasn't that healthy of a car at the first place. So I took I'm going slow with that one. But of course, I'm hoping to get it out by end of next month, and I'm gonna bring it to Enduro. The last round that car went on Enduro, I actually let my colleague Nicholas and HP hop into that car, and then they take the car to Thailand while I bring my family in the Audi. So as you can imagine, when we came back, because every time we go Thailand, we come back, right? I'll be subjected to a huge bill. Not only when I go for Enduro, I will lose a lot of business because of the time taken away to plan for the whole drive and all that. And people actually don't need to pay for Enduro. And then the costs incurred in Enduro, which is my whole team, the petrol, the hotel, the food, everything, because I let them claim every single thing. That puts quite a toll. Forgot. Do I have enough money? Oh, I've reloaded my smart tag. Yeah, what an idiot. Okay, never mind. I thought I forgot to reload it. Anyway, yeah, so every time when I organize Enduro, let's say if it's in December, I would have been out for the entirety of November, not doing much business because of the intensive preparation during November, and then December we're out for the whole month, all right, literally out for the whole month, even though technically speaking it's 18 days, 14 days, but when we're back, there'll be no more business for us, nothing. And then when you are in media business, if you're out for 2 months, you'll be out for the next 2 months, right? So I literally gave up 1/4 worth of business, literally, every year, I gave up 1/4 of business. Wait, 4 months is 1/4, is more than 1/4. All right, 1/4 is 3 months, right? Okay, let's put it 3 months, 1/4. I sacrificed 1/4 of business, and then I incur the bills, the huge bills with regards to enduro, which I pay for my whole team's hotel, food, petrol, and then also I give them pocket money, treat it as our annual trip, okay? And then when I'm back, the bills on the cars are blah, right? It's just something I actively choose to do because I love it. If not, there will be no reason to live, right? Yesterday I posted something on Horizon Facebook, something I read somewhere, everybody tiptoe safely through life so that they arrive safely at their grave or coffin, right? Yeah, that's the notion. Anyway, so yeah, I want to give credit back to my Audi. I love that car because it is a childhood dream to be able to own an RS Audi, right? I know we have childhood dream cars. My first childhood dream cars is a Ferrari 512. That's because amongst all of my Matchbox or Hot Wheels, that to me is the prettiest car. 512, yeah. Is it called the 512 Testarossa? I am not sure, but I know it's 512. And then, of course, it became the McLaren F1 after I learned of that car joining Le Mans for the first time, winning 1, 2, 3. Of course, the McLaren F1 is an unobtainable car. Then during school days, like secondary school days, it will be the achievable sort of, we thought it's achievable, but the Nissan Skyline GTR 33. 33 is my, yeah man, I love that car. And then the Nismo 400R. But in 1999, when the Audi RS4 came out, the B5 Audi RS4 2.7 bi-turbo V6 came out in the same year as the Ferrari 360 Modena. And then I read an article in a Hong Kong car magazine. It's especially damaging to me because I read all languages, as in the mediums available, right? So I would save my lunch money, I would save up money to buy English car magazines and of course also Taiwanese car magazines and Hong Kong car magazines back then. And that article, the editor was testing the 360 Modena, and then on the mountain roads of Hong Kong, he was not tailgated, but followed by an Audi RS4 by a public. And then he was trying to drive as fast as he could on the mountain roads, and he just couldn't shake away the Audi RS4. And that became, to me, it's like, wow, that's a legendary moment. And then he stopped the car, he chit-chat with, the guy. And I had a similar moment 2 years ago in Enduro. My friend was driving his Ferrari 458, and I was chasing him, following him in my Audi RS6 in the Thai mountain roads. Of course, every corner he will pull away, but once the corner is done, I will come back straight right to his butt, even though I can hear his blaring full on his throttle, even though he doesn't admit it. He said, no, I haven't full throttle. It's like absolute bullshit. Ferraris only scream at high RPM, I know that. So, and he just couldn't outrun the RS6. And I'm ferrying my family, my kids are asleep behind. He just couldn't get away from the RS6. That moment was like joy for me, I fulfilled my childhood dream scenario, so that was 2 years ago. And so the RS6 is a car that I hope I can forever keep. And of course, the love for the repeat only came about in 2009 when Lamborghini announced the Estoque, Aston Martin announced the repeat, all the four-door supercars. And that made me fall in love with this newfound form factor. I'm like, wow. And of course, Panamera came out as well. So that's yeah, it's an unbelievable moment. The Aston Martin is not so much a childhood dream, because as a child, you will never ever imagine the day that you can even touch or sit inside a Ferrari, an Aston Martin, or a Lamborghini. It is an unthinkable dream, right? In fact, even in college, I was like, wow, I hope I can grow up, get a job, and be able to afford a Camry or an Accord. That's my life, you know, because I believe in the hierarchy of societies. You know, I don't come from a rich family. I will never be able to afford one of these cars. And to me, that time, my world, my perception is that, oh, all the bosses are in Camrys and Accords. I hope I can die in a Camry and Accord. You know, I hope I can be someone like that next time. Yeah. So anyway, the Aston is a dream that, you know, by chance it came true. But of course, I haven't fully paid off the car. It still belongs to the bank. I still have a few more years to go. I think 3 years to go to fully pay off the car. Then it truly belongs to me, right? Then of course, after that, it will be the question of, as I get older, will I be able to sustain my income to be able to take care of these cars? I'm not sure. I do not know what the future beholds, but keep hopes up, be positive about it, but also be humble and stay on the ground. You know, don't get inflated yourself, because anyway, I think I pulled too far. Yeah, so once those two cars are, you know, well taken care of, making sure everything is okay, then one day I will come back to this car and be on active restoration. Why? Because this car has been with me for 11 years now. I fully know this car. I know what I have changed, what I haven't. The other two cars, not yet. I haven't went through all the consumables in the Aston and the Audi. Unlike this car. This car, I have went through the cycles. I know at the back of my head. I know. So I have much more faith and confidence in knowing touch wood, about this car. So for this car, you know, small little things, I know. I'm not worried. If it is suddenly ping, drivetrain warning, I'm not worried, because I know what I have changed, you know, in this car. So once that, I will U-turn back and take care of this car. While in the process, if the Porsche's mechanical stuffs are fully back to, you know, health, that I can, at least I can full throttle, you know, at least I can abuse the car, then I will turn to its interior. Yeah. Once all these are done, then I will also restore the interior of that Toyota Crown and mechanicals as well. That one also is one of those cars that are so dependable that I kind of, you know, I allow myself to neglect it a bit, because everything still works, the car still runs, the air conditioning still is super cold, just like this one. And throughout all this, I really have to thank people like Lim, To from Prestige, Awa, you know, Keith, you guys have you guys have helped me take care of my car so well. I know sometimes because Prestige has become so popular, their business has blown so big, and they can't reject other people, right? So I give them a what do you call it? I understand when suddenly their workshops get flooded with cars. Sometimes certain things are mislooked. No problems. I give them feedback, and it's a constant feedback loop. And I also really want to thank Mike Yap from Mike's Garage. He's like the guy with the technical know-how on suspension and handling and power and all that. You know, he is a very dependable guy as well. And then of course I want to thank Jerry from Bufori. Guys, if you have the budget, you want to restore a car, go to Bufori. And like, nobody's better than Bufori at restoration, like outright restoration. What I mean is not just taking care of your paints, you know, sourcing nice leather, stitching and all. Not just that, they can do all the stitching and all that. You can tell them how you want it to be stitched. That is very different from every restorer out there. Everything is done in-house in Bufori, right? They can cure plastics, they can cure foam, they can do a mold to shape a foam for your part of your dashboard. They are crazy, right? Bufori is the masters in restoration. Nobody can do what they do, you know. it's just a different level. Everyone needs to outsource things outside, right? Bufori don't need to, because they do everything in-house, right? And I've seen their work is just absolute crazy. And my colleague Thomas has restored his Classic Mini in Bufori, and my other colleague Alex Wong, his Ferrari 308 is being restored in Bufori as well. So Bufori is the masters, the undisputable. So go to him. I'll give you an example. When others will be sourcing for a relay, right? My Porsche had a faulty relay that there are no parts that can be found, and most people would come back like, sorry, we tried so hard to source the relay, we couldn't find the relay. You know what Bufori said? Straight up, I'll build you a new relay. Why? Because they are those. I've seen a 1960s or 70s Rolls Royce, the full wire loom. Wow, those old capacitors and all that, they're huge, man. The whole old wire loom is laid on a long table in their office, and they map it out and they rebuild a modern wire loom and relay CAN bus system for that car. Yes, that is how crazy they are. So go to Bufori if you want to restore your classic cars. If you want, I would say they don't lose to, they are even better than many of, I mean, you tell me about, I've seen works by those German, they modify cars, they put fake vents and all that. My God, Bufori can do a way better job at that. I can tell you that. Their carbon fiber Kevlar work. It's not just carbon fiber, it's carbon fiber Kevlar. They do it themselves there. So it's a totally different level. Anyway, okay, I'm arriving at my meeting location. Not meeting, my site recce location. And I shall... Yep. I shall stop the video soon. Why am I doing a site recce here? Mark your calendars, 9th and 10th of August. For those of you who are thinking of buying supercars, have you ever thought that, how nice if I can have someone that let me live with this model of supercar for at least 2 weeks. At least I know it is truly for me, and not just relying on car reviews and the 1 hour test drive or 2 hour test drives. If someone can do that for me, I will gladly pay for it, right? To be able to live with a supercar. Because if you buy a supercar and then 6 months down the road you felt, actually it's not for me, you're gonna lose 150,000, right? It's very normal, provided you sell it yourself and then you post it up online and then you wait. All right, I am doing that. So as Evo Club Horizon here, what have I done? I have done things like helping people with cheaper insurance, helping people with extended car warranties, and now I want to help the T2. All right, right? If you want to buy, you're thinking of buying a supercar, but you're like, oh, if I can get my hands on that model, that would be nice. At least I can live with it for 1 week or 2 weeks. Then I can be sure before I buy it. Come to us. All right, we are launching this service for car guys, and I think we do this that is beneficial for car people. Not just that, even for those of you, let's say you want to experience it. Let's say you have a staff that is, you have a sales staff, right? You want them to believe they can make it. You want them to believe that they are able to achieve their dreams one day. And you, as the company owner, you can come to us, Evo Club, come to us, come to Horizon. Bobby, can you help me find an owner that has this car and is willing to let us, let me rent it from him or something, at least 1 or 2 days. I want to reward my staffs that has achieved their sales target and let them experience what it feels like to be owning and driving. Believe in that dream. Come to us. All right, I'm serious in doing this, and my official launch will be 9th and 10th of August. In August 9th and 10th. All right, and people who come that day, not just people who come that day, Enduro briefing will be on that day as well. So Enduro is happening end of August. So Enduro briefing will be happening at the same time, and then it is also the announcement on this. And that day, I will let you guys who want to experience riding or sitting in a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, yes, come over to Troyes, here, this location. Come to Troyes, 9th and 10th, 2 days. I'll be here 2 days. And then for those of you who want to experience a ride, of course, not everyone that queues up, we're gonna bring you out. We can't. There will be some mechanisms, you know, because I use their space, right? So you bring your family over here. You come here and spend. I know you have a meal here or something above 100 ringgit, and then you pass me. I'll come up with the mechanisms, but basically, come over here on 9th and 10th. We will be here. The Enduro group gathering and Enduro briefing for the August Enduro, and then the announcement of this new service that we want to give back to everybody. My whole premise from my Monday live show in wanting to make sure people don't buy the wrong car, and also because I understand if you buy the wrong car and then you sell it in 2-3 years, right, you're going to incur a lot of losses. You will complain about the manufacturer, about their resale value. You will also, wait, let me move you guys here. Right. You will complain about the resale value online, and then further destroying your own resale value when you are doing this. And then at the end of the day, it's your own fault because you bought the wrong car. Let's say you are someone who just got married, and then you have your first child, already 2 years old, and then you guys are expecting to have another child in another 2 years, and then you love the new Mazda 3 hatchback. You watch Bobby's review on the Mazda 3 hatchback. Wow, the Genting run, so exciting. And then you went ahead and bought one. After a while, your wife gets pregnant, and then you have another child, and then you realize you bought the wrong car because the Mazda 3's rear seats are just too small. It is super inconvenient. You know, after you're putting a child seat and all that, everything loading and unloading stuff is super inconvenient. Then you need to sell the car, and then you lost a lot of money. You need to actually pay money to the banks to sell off your car. That is akin to tying a bunch of cash, 20,000-30,000, put it into your armrest and your glove box, and then push your car down the sea. See what I mean? You bought the wrong car. That's why our Monday live show always questions people. Are you a student? Are you single? Are you married? How old are you? What is your previous car? We ask all these things before we advise people, you know. So we are a very honest, pragmatic, and we don't sell cars. We don't represent any car makers during Monday live show. We don't sell cars at all. Every Monday, 8 p.m., people tune in, right? At any given time, there are 200-300 people there. Whole night, there will be 2,000-3,000 people who are thinking of buying cars, coming here and ask for our opinion. The reason we do that, why? Because we know if you buy the right car for 5-6 years, you will never think of selling it, and then you will always be in the positive, right? Just like myself, just like Thomas, just like Con. You know, we bought the right car. We never feel like there's a need to sell it, right? So that is what we want to help everyone who owns cars. And then remember, during COVID, we launched the Pro Mileage insurance, where there are cars that are lying around. You can pay 40% less for insurance. Of course, now the insurance regulation has been open, and now there are actually many more other insurance companies with unlimited mileage that is comparable in pricing or even cheaper. So that one, not so much actively shouting that, but of course, we are working on something. I am always working on something behind the scenes, okay? And then remember, back in 2018, we are the first one to keep telling people, if you're buying a used car, send it for PPI, send it for inspection. If they refuse to let you inspect the car, refuse to buy from them, walk off. That was 2018. I am the first media that do this. I even help secure inspection centers. At first, there is only one, right? Now, it has become an industry standard. It is an industry standard, and I can tell you, without just praising myself or what, we are the very first one, because all this while I want to help people to understand how we buy cars, how we look at cars, so we don't fall into that kind of, financial trap or whatnot. I don't just represent new car makers. New car makers don't like it. New car makers hate it when I tell people why you want to buy a brand new 3 Series when you are not a car guy who go mountain run. You could have bought a slightly used 5 Series. They don't like it. They don't like it. That's why which other media out there is actively promoting used cars. Even Carlist, even their own editorial team in Carlist don't promote their used cars. They only tell you to buy their new cars, right? Maybe they do. Sorry. So anyway, after all that, now this is the new thing that I think I want to do this. I think it is something that people need, and if I'm lucky enough to make some money out of it, I'll be very happy. But if there is, I always believe this, if there is a market need which they haven't identified yet, and I'll create that need and then try to sort out the logistics and then make sure it's seamless first. Then if we're able to make some money off it, why not? And of course, not just confined to supercars. Imagine it goes out to other cars. Imagine that, right? You're thinking, is a Velfire suitable for me? Seems like everyone has one. Maybe I need one. Who knows? Come to us. Live with it for 2 weeks, then you are very, very sure, okay, Velfire is not for me. Then you don't fall into that trap of losing. You only maybe spend a couple of grand instead of losing 20, 30,000 easily when you buy and sell a car. You get what I mean? So I want to do this, and I think it works. Okay, cheers.